where she presented him to the world with a fake girl's name and everything.
Bro, how is every single person in the country not immediately saying this woman needs to have the kid taken away from her? This is, yeah, put her in jail. This is sexual grooming. This is sick.
This, of course, would have been an important component in the divorce that was going on.
Of course.
So we get to 2017, and we have our divorce trial, and we had a custody evaluator. His name is Blake Mitchell. He practices out of Frisco, Texas, which is a suburb of Dallas.
Okay.
And he asked me, what is your top issue? And I said, my top issue is she's tampering with my son's gender identity.
Yeah.
So he charges me $60,000 and does a 1-year investigation of my family.
Violence
Interviewing my children over and over again and everything. And determines that she was not transitioning my son to a girl. She just lied to the court. And said that I had made a false accusation against her for saying that she was trying to transition my son to a girl. And on that basis, I lost her.
Well, Ryan, couldn't they just cross-reference it with him saying this to the, like, this is crazy. What the fuck?
50 custody and got less than standard.
Battle begins.
So basically got, 4 to 6 days a month with my sons. So that's how the divorce ended, with the psychologist just outright lying. Now, I've been lucky with these psychologists that lie. I've been able to prove they've lied, so the court actually set aside his report. But
work delayed.
This is insane. Revoke his license? Yeah, if he lied.
That's what he actually told the court in his report.
Exactly.
So she then starts really ramping up it again, and now he's wearing makeup at school.
Oh boy.
He's using the girls' restroom at his elementary school.
What, the teachers let this happen? The teachers are enabling this? Oh my god! It's California? This is insane! Oh, I don't even know what to say. How is this even real?
Which was Pinkerton Middle School in Coppell, Texas. I got that school shut down. That school doesn't exist anymore in Coppell. They shut down. Got rid of the principal there. Her name is
what?
Miss Nicholson, who's the one that really transitioned my son.
So it's another Karen. What is happening? What the fuck? I don't even know.
And I found out
it's a Karen coalition. It is. It is. They were in Texas. I guess so. I feel horrible for this man. Yes. Oh my God. That's in Texas or California? They were in Texas, and then after Texas seemingly wasn't putting up with it, then they moved to California.
Out after 2.5 years, they had been transitioning my son secretly behind my back. So I would bring my son to Pinkerton Middle School in Coppell in boys' clothes, because he wears boys' clothes with me, and they would give him a dress.
And the entire school got shut down for this. What the actual fuck? This is crazy. This is insane.
My task is done.
Social conscious is a massive problem with Rio. I feel like that, you know, I generally, I mean, if the school got shut down, the court denied this, I feel like there's gotta be some truth in this, right? I mean, like, because this is like multiple points of reference where it's confirmed. The report public, it's real? Yeah. Okay, so there's public court reports.
And tell him to use the girl's bathroom.
So wait a minute. So he's being groomed by by school administrators to go into the bathroom of the other gender? Oh my God.
Huh.
How are these people not in jail? This is insane. Really, this is crazy.
And when I found that out, I filed grievances against
Yeah,
the
that's a
public
good
school.
idea.
And of course, they exonerated themselves, saying that under their nicknames policy, they're allowed to call him whatever he wants.
That's true, but what about the dress? And what about the bathrooms?
And they're allowed to put him in dresses because he wants to wear it and it doesn't harm him in any way. And so there was just no place to go. It's virtually impossible in Texas to sue a school district because they have sovereign immunity. So this kept ramping up with my ex-wife.
See, the problem of why this happens is that the individual teachers that are doing this don't get held accountable for, like, basically child grooming, which is, I think, what should happen. And this is the reason why this kind of stuff propagates so much, is that there's like an administrative bureaucracy for this that kind of enables these people to just do awful stuff. They aren't allowed to force and supersede parental rights. Yeah, and so, anyway, sue the teachers? Yes, exactly. And well, you don't sue them, you hold them criminally responsible for doing this. That's the way that you solve this problem. I'm very much I'm a very big believer in individual personal accountability that directly affects the person that is doing the action. I think that's how you solve a problem. Because if there's no real consequence for this, it just happens. But the moment that it's kind of like, for example, remember what I was saying about how like all the polls were saying that like Kamala Harris would win, but then everybody who was betting on it said Trump would win? Well, people have a very more realistic view of the world the moment that they have any money in the game, they have any skin in the game. So the way that you solve this problem is that you make people accountable directly for what they're doing. And that makes this go away instantaneously. And so everybody is always willing to have these high-minded, weird ideals because they never have to suffer any consequences for them. But the moment that you add in consequences, this stuff immediately falls apart. So in my opinion, I think that the mom and I think the teachers that were found to be cooperating with and encouraging the student to go in the opposite gender bathrooms, I think that they need to be brought up on some form of criminal charge. Personally. Because that's what they've done. And that's the real solution for something like this. And you punish them directly. You make an example out of them as an individual, because shutting down the school, they just go work somewhere else. It doesn't really affect their life in the same way that like a sex charge would. And it should, by the way. It should. This is what should happen. Mom, where's the crime? I think that grooming a child in a sexual way, especially before they even understand sexuality at all, is sexual exploitation of a child. I think that it is, and I think it's disgusting. It is. It's grooming. It's abuse. Yes, exactly. Falls under child abuse? Yes, it is.
So finally, I looked into medical records with my ex-wife chose a pediatrician, Dr. Jennifer Pape, in Flower Mound, Texas, where I live. And Dr. Pape, in the medical records, it says that her and Miss Georgilis, my ex-wife, were planning on chemically castrating James at age 8 or 9. That's plain black and white in the medical records. So obviously, I start to vociferously oppose this. I try to get.
This is why does she still have a license, right? Why isn't she in jail? This
pediatrician. I have to go to court to try to get a new pediatrician. That leads her to file another lawsuit against me for sole control of James.
So they were at what age were they looking to do this?
At age 8 or 9, they were going to chemically castrate.
It's insane, man. It really is. Like, I've seen some of this stuff that's happened, and it's unreal that there's anybody putting up with this even for a second. Mother should be stripped of a medical license, lose all custody, and promptly jailed. This is what I think should happen. Like, this is the kind of stuff, in my opinion, that I think, like, the government, and, like, especially even federal government, should look into. Because examples like this are just, I mean, it's just sick. And the fact that there's, like, an apparatus that's protecting this woman, and the worst part is that not only are they protecting her, they are enabling and, you know, like, making her more powerful. They're protecting her and enabling her to do this even more. So, did you see the video with the police officer yet? Yeah, I know it's coming up. Don't worry, I'll get to it. And she's a pediatrician. What the fuck? Yeah, exactly. And link to the video. It's just a Reddit post. I don't know what this is exactly at all. And you see all these people. Look at all these reports. Like, these people don't want the truth to get out. It's not. I mean, I don't know why it's so hard to understand. Dude's going to jail for his baby mama's child abuse. Convincing a child is the opposite gender is a form of sexual abuse. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll die on this hill. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, well, the thing is that you need to start charging people for it. Because, again, the reason why this stuff happens is because... So, let me explain why this happens. I think that a lot of people have these viewpoints, and they try to transition... I'm just going to say it. I think that a lot of people try to transition their kids for social points. I think they do. And I actually think it's that simple. They try to transition their kids for social points, or they do it because this is some ideology, and the kid plays along with it because it's a good way for the kid to get attention from the parents, right? And so that's it. And so this happens. You right about that? Yeah. And this is what Karens do. And I'm sure, you know, guys do this too, but it sure seems like it's primarily women that are pushing this. But the point is still the same. It doesn't matter who's doing it. It's bad no matter what. The point is that that's the reason why it's happening. It's not happening because they really believe it. They're doing it for some kind of approval or some, like, deep-seated resentment of men or something like that. So yeah, pick me guys. Yeah, probably just mentally ill. Well, regardless of what the reason is, I think that this is my mindset. I think that if you're trying to transition a 3-year-old, you are mentally unfit to be a custodian parent. Period. And that's being generous. Like, it really, I mean, this is not even, like, if you're planning on, you know, doing sex operations on a child at 8 or 9 years old, you are not, you need to have your medical license revoked immediately. I can't even understand how word this way. You shouldn't be around children, period. You can't be trusted. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. These people need to be removed from society? Yeah. And they want to give them puberty blockers? Yeah, I bet they do. And just because a kid says they want to be a fire truck doesn't mean that we should paint them red. Yeah, well, also, like, and here's the issue, is that a lot of kids, this is what I think happens, is that the parents, and this is what the dad said, is that some of these parents that are so captured by this, like, worldview or ideology, because they're so captured by it, and the kid probably, like, you think about the type of person that gets involved with stuff like this. Probably a psychotic, crazy bitch, right? And so, if you're a kid of this parent, well, and this is your mom, you're going to want to go along with what she says, so she's nice to you and she doesn't treat you like shit, right? And so, of course, the kids are going to voluntarily go along with this, because that's the only way that they can be treated nicely by the parent. And I think that this happens, it happens with religious extremism, it happens with political extremism, it happens with this type of extremism. I think it happens with everything, right? And it's insane. I probably would have gone along with it too. Yeah, I think a lot of kids would have. And because they don't have the problem, and this is the issue that a lot of kids have, and this is why it's important not to do this kind of stuff to kids, is because they don't have any frame of reference to understand what is the difference between being a man or a woman. They don't get it. They don't even understand it. So you're taking a complex idea, adult idea of transgenderism, and you're pushing it on a child in a very narrow view from their mind of what makes sense. It's insane. They don't know any better. They trust their parents are going to do things in their best interest. They can't comprehend the topics. Yeah, exactly. And when the boy's 15, he wishes he's a girl. Well, I don't know about being 15, right? I mean, I'd say 15, you've got a better idea of who you are than 3. I'd tell you that. I think anybody'd say that. And so anyway, yeah. So poor kid was groomed. He was. She belongs in prison. Absolutely. It's hurtful to watch. I can't even imagine having to go through this. Yeah, it's awful. Unwatchably sad and shocking, and it makes me so angry, him and the poor boy. This is why it's important to never vote for anybody who makes any kind of defense for this. So, like, this is my mindset. I would say that if anybody tries to defend this, never vote for them for any reason. There's no justification for this. There's no situation where it's okay. Even if you side with people that are okay with this, that still, in my opinion, is a complete disqualifier. This is sick, disgusting, and I think these people should be put in jail. I do, and if the moment that somebody actually comes up there that's more extreme than Trump or Vance about this, I'll vote for them to put these people in jail. Because I think this is child abuse, it's child grooming, it's disgusting, and it has to stop. It does, yeah, and nobody should be tolerating this even in a slight amount. I cannot wait for the person to run for election that's going to put these people in jail, because I, and I think a lot of other people, are going to vote for that on just that issue. I cannot wait. I am so excited. And yeah, let's see, thank you for saying this. Yeah, absolutely, thanks for commenting. Yeah, and I understand people, you know, it's like this is, you know, you might think this is extreme. I don't think this is extreme. I think that I'm the normal one. These people are the ones who are extreme. That's it. And can you admit you voted for Trump now? Well, I mean, I literally just said Trump isn't putting these people in jail. So, like, why would I vote for Trump if this is an issue that matters so much to me, and I say Trump's not putting these people in jail? Why would this be an indicator that I'm voting for Trump? Doesn't make sense. And so anyway, let's see here. I'll read who puts the flags on the post. Probably people that just don't want to hear about it, and they don't want to see it happen. Or do you care if you vote for Trump? Yeah, I don't know. This video has exclusionary claims. I know, but there's court documents and references, and the school got shut down, and it's all proven. So that's the problem. It's like, I agree with you that, you know, like, extreme claims require extreme evidence, but unfortunately, this does seem like there is an extreme amount of evidence for this. We're extremely against this, if extremely for it. Yeah. And again, I will be waiting for the person who will, you know, not literally, but metaphorically crucify the people that do this. And I will vote for that person for that sole reason. Their other issues are not important. Why not literally? I think it's like 8th Amendment. You're not able, it's like cruel and unusual punishment. You're not allowed to do it. That's the reason. Yeah, obviously. Trump did make it illegal for medical experts to transition a minor. It's a good start, and I was glad that Trump did that. But I think that should only be the beginning. You have to root this out at the very bottom. And yeah, let's see here. Chemically castrate parents and doctors. I don't know about the parents chemically castrating them. I don't know about that. But yeah, I mean, this stuff makes me furious, and I think that if it's not making you furious, I wonder why. You know, like, not that there's anything wrong with you, but like, you know, you're a weirdo. But this is disgusting, right? Kidnap your son, live abroad. Kidnapping is like illegal.
We can proceed.
How can you make an argument to legality whenever legality has created an outcome that's transitioning an 8-year-old? Like, I don't know. I mean, I would feel like, you know, if the law has created an outcome that allows an 8-year-old to be forcibly transitioned and groomed by his mother and other people in his life, then maybe the law isn't necessarily the best decision maker, right? And what a retard commenter. Yeah, I guess so. But anyway, yeah, this is what happens, is that people like this have to report. And the reason why, keep in mind, the reason why there are so many reports for this is because these people can't stand to see this happen, and they don't want to see this get out to the public. And the reason why the people are afraid of this story is because they know that they're wrong. They know that any normal person watching this and reading this story will see how disgusting and weird it is and immediately turn against them. So that's why they're trying to report it and shut it down, is because they know that what they're doing is evil. They know what they're doing is disgusting. And so they're doing everything that they can to hide the evidence, because they know that if it makes it to the light of day, that they're going to be done. That's it. Woke doctors preying on children? Yeah, exactly. Anyone doing this needs to be put away. Exactly. Viral, what's the video, brother? Just tuned in. That's from Soft White Underbelly on YouTube. I apologize, I don't have a link. It was just posted on Reddit. Usually their interviews are longer, so I would assume there's going more to this, but this is at least an excerpt of it. So yeah, thanks for bringing awareness to these issues. Yeah, it's disgusting, and I don't really know what else to say about it besides that. Yeah, links in the comments. Yeah, good for them. And let's see here. Notice how he names everybody involved. If he was lying, they would sue for defamation. That's true too. Yeah, that's actually a great point. And anyway, so there you go. Even some Muslims know what's happening in Britain. They can see a losing report before our very eyes. Muslim woman explains the situation in the UK with extreme rigidity. In the UK, Muslims are in power. British culture no longer exists. British politicians have betrayed their people. They understand it too. British politicians have sold out the UK to Islamists. British must wake up now. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with that. I mean, I feel like, again, I think that there's a reason why, like, a lot of this, like, crazy shit happens in Europe, right? Is that basically in Europe, you're not able to, like, a lot of criticism of this kind of stuff is, like, viewed as, like, racist or somehow, like, bad. And the difference between the way that it's viewed here and there is that over there, it's illegal. And they don't have guns. They're not able to do anything about it. So... And also, they have a different government, and my understanding is that Britain's government is not as representative as our government is, for example, right? So, like, you don't have freedom of speech, and you also don't have as much of a representative government, so you're just fucked. And so I'm expecting to see, again, I said that they're going to elect somebody who's crazy. And, again, the reason why it's going to happen is because these people let it happen. They've allowed things to escalate to this point, and that's what happens. So yeah, absolutely not true. Okay, well, we'll see what happens, right? And what choice do they have? Well, I mean, the same choice that every group of people, like, when you don't have an ability to democratically change things, the only way that you can change them is through some sort of revolution, right? Like some sort of pressure or power play, right? Whether this is military, physical, or violent, or something like that. There has to be a way that you do it. Now, obviously, you should never do this if you have a democratic option. But if you don't have a democratic option, then the only way to fight back is with violence, right? Do you think we should revolt? I don't know. I mean, I would never know another country should revolt. I have no idea, right? I mean, like, why would I say, like, yeah, you have to go put your life on the line? That's easy for me to say, right? But that's at least how I see it. All peaceful options should be exhausted. Yeah, exactly. 100%.
It is
Yeah, it's easy for me
done.
to say, so I'm not going to go and say that.
Now,
I can't help
with
myself,
this power, all Earth shall awaken.
Oh my god. Wow. Amazing. And great, guys. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of these chuds won by doing nothing. Chuds win again. What is this? Day 1, 1 million players. Day 3, 2 million players. Big success. Take that, Chuds. Day 5, where's my update? Day 6, day 7. Why didn't the players go up? To be fair, it did reach 3 million players. The fact is, though, a game like this is, it's not going to do well. And I think that it would have done a lot better if they had taken a safer route and avoided, you know, using weird messaging in the story. I think they definitely would have.
The High Speaker has ruled
How many
for as long
copies sold?
as any
Well,
of
we're
us
going to
can
find out
remember.
whenever they do an investment,
But he's no
you know,
longer
earnings call,
one
right?
of us.
Investor earnings call. And so what's going to end up happening is that
Sounds like
these
you need
people,
a new high speaker.
they're going to put more people out of a job
You're the right
because they've,
person
again,
for the
and
job.
this is what I said before
Me?
about like the AI thing, is that
Elaborate.
they're creating a false reality for these
You cared for
developers
your
to
people
feel like they're
no one
safe
else
in.
has.
And then this
Not
false
by
reality ends
commanding,
up causing these
but by
developers to lose their
understanding.
jobs.
Then you know
And I
will
feel
leave it
bad
to
for
my
them in a big
people
way
to
because
decide.
all these people have been
Something
told
tells
for
me
a
they
long
already
time,
have.
oh yeah, this is what you
Honor
should do,
guard,
this is what's good
reporting
for you,
duty.
this is the right thing to
If
do,
you'll accept
and
the
then they
position.
do it, and now they're in a situation where they don't have a
I
job at all. And the
accept.
people that, you know, got to, you know,
I
post
am the
about and get
High
likes on their
Speaker.
tweets about it, they don't have any consequence for this at all. And now this artist or this writer has to look for a job. What's this here?
But you were not a conservative at first?
No, I was diehard liberal my entire life.
Really?
And I mean, like, I literally was like, all cops are bad.
Dear blue-haired women, you can change. Oh my god.
Trump's racist, green hair, shave
Yeah.
my eyebrows off. Like, I was as
Wow.
liberal
Shaving
as
her
it gets. I
eyebrows
did
off.
not look like this whatsoever. I post old photos all the time, and people are like, that is not you.
What
Yeah.
made liberal look so crazy
Yeah.
and conservative look normal? Why do liberals go extreme?
I believe there's two things that turn you from as left as I was to, I would say, as right as I am, even though I'm pretty middle on most things. But I was like, I think it's, if you get money, you're going to naturally become a conservative, and when you just choose to educate yourself.
Yeah.
It's really the two things that
I agree with
turn
that.
me. Yeah. I'm tired of everyone
I think that life stability is a big one. Yeah, she's right about that.
being abused. And I'm tired of being told constantly, I'm a bad person, I don't deserve anything, everything's been handed to me. I'm like, I've been working since the day I got out of high school, 2 to 4 jobs at a time. I'm like, I'm so sick of hearing about it. And I'm honestly really sick of just the amount of hate towards white people on a daily, which I experience. I don't understand. Am I not
Well, it's the white people that hate themselves. That's the reason why.
allowed to experience things and then have an opinion on them and then potentially even a bias? Am I not allowed to read data that's unbiased and exists? I mean, God forbid you state a crime statistic. I lost every job I had after I came out as a Republican, because that's like the worst thing you could ever come out as. As soon as I started talking about these things, I lost my boyfriend, lost all my friends, had no job. I mean, truly, I was completely alone. I mean, my best friends of 11 years overnight, who I love more than anything, and I always will, were like, you're a white supremacist.
Wow.
Because I didn't support BLM.
Yep. These people are nuts. They are. They're fucking crazy. And yeah, it's a sad world that we live in. No, I think that it happens so often. Yeah, these people get brainwashed by propaganda. Absolutely. And yeah, that's what it is. And I think also a lot of these people, they're so, again, like they're completely emotionally unstable. One thing that I've noticed about a lot of people that are like super, like super liberal and like leftists on Twitter is that they are completely emotionally unstable. Like they immediately resort to like personal insults. They immediately get super angry. They have like no self-control. They're so angry. Yeah, they're insane. And so when I see this happen, I think this is very common, right? So this is a group of people that can't regulate their lives. They can't even regulate their own emotions. And they're constantly going around looking for other people to tell them that they're a good person. They all have BPD. I think a lot of them do. I do, absolutely. Always emotional and never rational. Yep, that's about right. And we need mental asylums to come back. Yeah, true. Because Republicans are always sane and logical. I don't think that Republicans are always sane and logical, but I do think that, I think that this is very true, and you guys can tell me if you feel the same way or not, is that people that are more conservative are more tolerant of other viewpoints than people that are very liberal. And what I've noticed is that if you express a liberal viewpoint to a conservative person, a lot of times they'll say, well, okay, we can agree to disagree. But, or like, oh, I don't agree with that, that's not true. But I would say on average, liberal people take it and they make it much more of a thing. And yeah, what the fuck you on about? Yeah, that's what my, like basically liberals tolerate dissent much less. And it's like basically if you go out and you push back against them at all, they will hate you. Yeah, that's extrapolating a lot. Well, I mean, that's why I'm asking everybody else. Have you guys had the same experience? Yeah, so everybody, yeah, okay, there we go. Everybody's had the same experience. And I'm sure, by the way, I'm sure that there's examples of the other, but I think it's like a 10-to-1 ratio, right? Yeah, it's more of a centrist viewpoint? Yeah, I guess so. That's been my experience? Absolutely. You're just watching these kind of vids all the time? I don't think so, man. I really don't. And I think that if you polled most people, they would say the exact same thing. And I don't even think it would be close. Liberals get emotional and demonize you because any contrary viewpoint can only be held by Nazis? Yeah, I think there's like a variation of that that's kind of relatively true. Yeah, sure. Let's go back over. I'll look at this here. If they thought their climate change was real, they wouldn't be vandalizing Teslas. It's all for a greater good, and the greater good is defined based off of what I want to do at the current time.
Did you know, Sam? At least Tarzan will always be
No,
white.
we're not watching this. We are not watching this.
Because Disney doesn't have the balls to put a black man on screen.
We're not watching this.
Acting like a monkey.
Wow.
And going to turn into a truck now.
Man. Ain't wrong? Yeah, I have a feeling that's not going to happen. Reddit moment. Transgender
The
butcher
clouds above the
charged
living
with sexual assault and
grotto are
abduction of an
full of
11-year-old
rich,
girl.
useful
Andrew George
minerals.
Miller is known locally as
Get
Amy,
up
appeared in a
there
video link.
and
They
gather
even
some.
dead named her. Yep. Angry face.
We will survive. We always do.
Oh, man.
Mind yourself, champion.
Oh
we
man,
need
that's
you.
what really matters, isn't it? Yeah, mental illness. I know, it's crazy. And was dead? Yeah, there we go. Let's read the reports. Yeah, I don't know. It's 2 years ago. Okay, yeah. Either way, I think it's ridiculous. It is. That's the way Reddit is.
Do you want to know one of the saddest realizations I recently had? Was that as a liberal woman, it is really hard to find a man who is willing to play the more traditional masculine role in the relationship.
You
in today's day
think?
and age.
Hello?
Who is not a conservative?
Who's not a
A man
conservative?
who wants to pay on the first date, who wants to open your door, who has
Well, yeah, obviously, because those are the values, like 100%. If you believe that men and women are totally equal and there's no difference between genders, then why would you have to pay for the first date every time? It doesn't make sense. It requires a traditional conservative viewpoint in order to have these views. It's just obviously.
that want and desire to take care of you and to provide, who is not a conservative. And
Yeah.
obviously, as a liberal woman, I do want to be respected for my independence, and I do want to have my own autonomy in the relationship, and not
Yeah.
be confined or conform to the traditional female homemaker, childbearing
How many cats do you think she has?
role.
Oh.
And most of the men that I've dated who do have that more natural provider masculinity about them are normally conservative. So I don't really
Yeah.
know.
I don't really know what to do. Well, you know, if you want to be treated a certain way, most people that have one viewpoint also, like, it's a representative of a worldview. Like, obviously, every viewpoint is going to be different, but if a man thinks that he's going to take care of a woman and assume a traditional gender role, let me get this, like, I mean, these are conservative values. So, like, this is like saying that you want to have ice cream, but you don't want to go to an ice cream shop. Well, where the fuck do you think the ice cream is? That's where they have all the ice cream. I don't even know what to say. They killed chivalry in the liberal sphere. Well, the problem is that if you push the idea that, like, you know, there's no difference or like, you know, there's complete parity between genders, then you get to the conclusion that a lot of the privileges that women enjoy, like, for example, men being the traditional breadwinners in a household, women being kind of like the protected role rather than the protector role in a relationship, and men having to bear the majority of financial responsibility, a lot of these roles don't make sense anymore. Because if they did if they make sense, then it's an implication that women are somehow lacking in one way or another. Some ideologies don't mix. Yeah, exactly, right? Conservative viewpoints align with traditional relationships. Yeah, it's different for everyone. Yeah. It's that simple. Going to war? Yeah, definitely. And yeah, when you demonize traditional masculine roles, you end up pushing them away. Yeah, exactly. And she just wants it both ways. I think that there's a lot of women that do. Like, this is the way that I've always viewed it, right? And I'm like a traditional marriage kind of guy. I think that's a good thing. I think that's healthy, and that's the best thing for society. Like, you know, if you have a society where, like, you know, I would say a society is more stable where the majority of people are married versus not married. So I agree with that. I don't think that everybody should have to live the way that I do, but I think that this way, well, I mean, the way I do, I'm fucking single. I'm living in my mom's house, okay? Let's keep that in mind. But, like, I think this is healthier overall for society. So yeah, like, I mean, I'm not secretly married, guys. I'm sorry to say. But the point is, I think it's healthier for society. It provides more stability for children, and it's just better for most people. And it's also the way that we've done things for many years, and I think that's the best way of doing them. That being said, though, you have people like this that want to reinvent the wheel. Well, you want to reinvent the wheel, sometimes it doesn't work very well. Sometimes it doesn't roll. And so that's it. And no way, it's in the Roach Castle? Yeah, sure. And yeah. I'll marry you, Zach? Well, that's great. But bring out your CCP-issued wife, you shill. I wish I could. And anyway, so my point is that, like, my mentality is, like, if I married a woman, like, I would never want to force a woman to do something or not to do something. Like, that's weird. Because, like, why would you want to push somebody in your life to do something that they wouldn't normally or don't want to do? So, like, my mentality is, like, you want to date somebody who's of the same mindset of you, right? You want to look for somebody that has aligned viewpoints, that sees things the same way that you see them. And I think that's what's healthy, right? Yeah, you can push this. What if you married a man? I don't know if I would, right? I'm not really that into it. And so, yeah, you have to establish those early assumptions early. Would you marry your only female viewer? It depends on which one it is. I don't know. But anyway, let's see here. Erdogan opposition rally in Istanbul. What the fuck?
You have questions. I know answers.
Turkey, it's been 10 days since Istanbul's opposition mayor Ekrem İmamoğlu was initially detained.
This is the guy that got arrested, had his degree taken away, so he can't run for office.
May your destiny
nationwide
Holy
protest.
shit.
Organizers hoping this rally this Saturday will be the biggest since the unrest began. There's been a crackdown on dissent. Police raiding homes. Nearly 2,000 people have been arrested. Turkey's repressive response to its worst bout of civil unrest in 2013 has been sharply condemned by rights groups and drawn criticism from abroad. Jasper Mortimer reports.
For the opposition, today is a test of strength. It's as simple as that. Mayor Ekrem İmamoğlu was detained on Wednesday morning last week. And from Wednesday night last week through Tuesday night this week, there have been vast crowds outside the Istanbul City Council offices. Some estimates put the crowd as high as 500,000 people.
Oh
but
my God.
Even if it was 100 or 200,000
That's a lot of people.
That is still a huge crowd and very embarrassing for President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. So the question today is, can this rally bring together anything like as many people as were coming to the Istanbul City Council offices a week ago? This rally is in a different part of the city. The Istanbul City Council offices are on the European side.
Isn't it crazy to see a rally happening and there's nothing's on fire? Isn't that weird? Nobody's burning the Turkish flag.
Is on the Asian
what are the odds
side
of that?
The Bosphorus. But you know, do Istanbul lights still resent the government's deposing their mayor and trying to keep him out of the presidential race so strongly that they will turn out in hundreds of thousands today? The government hopes very few people will turn out, and it is encouraging that.
They're spraying them down with water.
Tomorrow an Islamic holiday starts. Normally it would end on Wednesday.
That's Eid Mubarak, right? I'm pretty sure.
Would go back to work on
I don't know
Thursday.
if I pronounced it right.
However, the government has extended the Islamic holiday by 5 days. People only have to go back on Tuesday, the week after. The government is widely thought to be doing this to make it easier for Istanbul's 16 million people to take off, to go to their family homes in the countryside and not have time to attend the rally, which starts at 12 noon Turkish time.
So they're trying to get people to leave. Look at this.
And it has
Holy
been a massive
shit.
rally. According to the main speaker, the official leader of the opposition.
Well, we're going to turn sorry about this. We're having it's a media website, right? Let me go back and see if I can get here. Okay, here we go.
Thank you, Jasper. Just a quick question for you. How are the protests going this Saturday?
Well, they've gone peacefully so far, and it has been a massive rally. According to the main speaker, the official leader of the opposition, Özel, there were 2.2 million people there in Maltepe, a district of Istanbul on the shores of the Marmara Sea. Behind the speaker's
look at all these
podium,
people.
You can see the ships at anchor in the Marmara Sea. On Monday, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan predicted that the
God.
opposition protests would fizzle out. But I think from the
And
side...
look at this, by the way. Look how orderly and civilized everybody is. Nobody is pushing down the barriers. Nothing's on fire. People aren't beating each other up. Everybody's flying the same flag. This is... I don't know. Why can't we do this? This is crazy. There's no blue hair. Yep. One of the other mods channel instead of protest against Erdogan. That makes up for two. That makes 2 for 2 with protests. So we've got 2 mods from like the community that were actually at the protest because they're from Turkey.
The supplies. See you down below. Today's demonstration, the opposition has proved that.
Damn.
During his speech, Özgür Özel said things like,
Travel
"Let's
safe.
show Ekrem
Don't do
İmamoğlu,
anything I wouldn't
the mayor of Istanbul, who's now in prison, and the dictator,
Keep your eyes on the horizon.
Erdogan?
President Recep Tayyip
Yeah.
Erdogan, how numerous we are."
Yeah, there's a lot of
He
people.
also said that in the coming presidential elections, the opposition wants a brave opponent. And by that he means that President Erdogan is a coward for arresting İmamoğlu and putting him in prison so as to reduce his chances in the election.
That's absolutely what they're trying to do. Yeah, I mean, 100%. Yeah, sure. I mean, of course.
Then
It's
a
obvious.
third thing he said is, those who resist the coup makers defend democracy and the future. Towards the end of his address, just before I had to come here, he accused state television and the most popular private channels, NTV and CNN Turk, of betraying Turks. And he said, you know, here, as I'm speaking...
You're betraying us by telling the... Right, okay.
You'll
to
find
you
me
now,
Sure.
wherever
NTV
the action.
is showing a weather forecast. And I changed to the NTV channel, and Özgür Özel was right. There was a weather forecast. A few minutes later, NTV began its news report.
Oh my God, look at all these fucking people. This is insane.
Are within our grasp.
And you can see how many flags because it's like there's a tint of red everywhere. Look at this.
Ekrem İmamoğlu
Holy
was
shit.
item number 4. And NTV did not show anything about this crowd.
Look at
Instead,
that. Nobody's knocking over the barricades. Nobody's causing trouble at all. This is crazy.
It showed pictures of protesters in the earlier protests this week of being arrested and frog marched into jail. And the commentary was talking about how protesters will get sentenced from anything like 3
other flags?
months in
Yeah.
jail to a year in jail. In other words, it was making the point that to demonstrate against the government is a dangerous business.
Yeah, of course.
But it was not showing the massive demonstration going on today.
Yeah,
I changed to CNN.
Look how orderly this is. Nobody's crowding around. Nobody's goofing off. This is completely fucking regimented. Nobody's acting a fool. This is nuts.
I changed to CNN Turk, and again, the opposition politics was low down on the
You'll
news
find
agenda,
me
but it was
wherever
not
the action
showing
is.
the demonstration. Now, as a Turkish journalist,
don't do
I can
anything
tell
I
you,
wouldn't
I find this shameful reporting.
What a
All right,
surprise.
Jasper, thank you very much. Jasper Mortimer reporting.
This is insane, man.
Travel safe.
Partisi'nin, Türkiye İşçi
Look at them
Partisi'nin,
all.
İyi Parti'nin, Gelecek Partisi'nin, Deva Partisi'nin,
Oh my God.
şimdi
God damn. It's like, yeah, bro, this is like before the climax of like a JRPG where you're fighting against God. This is insane. Or they get all the flags? I don't know, probably the flag store. Oh my god.
Ruhların şad olsun.
Holy shit.
Bir sahneyi selamlarken atayım. İBB'ye
Yeah, look at them all. And everybody's just acting normal too. Wow.
bizim hayal ettiğimiz Türkiye'de Cumhurbaşkanı
That's insane. I mean, I don't know what the hell they're saying, right? I mean, I don't speak Turkish. I only speak American. But, yeah.
Hundreds of thousands of people are gathering in Istanbul for another round of mass protests against the arrest of Ekrem İmamoğlu, long viewed, of course, as Recep Tayyip Erdogan's main rival.
Where is this
now, the protest movement is already the largest.
I don't know why these media websites have such bad audio. Anyway, so, and they're so badly designed. Anyway, yeah, this is incredible. Holy fuck. That's a third of my country's population. Crazy. Have no words. Best of luck to you guys. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how they're going to be able to push back against that, man. I mean, like, that's fucking crazy. Look at how many people there are. And that's even more than what it showed before. So that means that the video that they showed, they weren't even at full power, right? Now you've got all these people. Oh my god. That's less than 3% of the people? Yeah, I guess so. Aiden Ross just got unbanned. Did he really? Did he actually get unbanned this time? Let me see. He did. He got unbanned. But it looks like, I think maybe somebody made another account for him though, right? Because like, this is business email, because he lost all of his followers, right? Yeah, I don't know. On the 29th. Yeah, so Aiden Ross got unbanned. Good for him. I'm actually surprised that he got unbanned. I'm going to be totally honest. I really am surprised. I didn't think he was going to get unbanned. So it's a new account. Yeah, I think that it's possible that somebody made a new account and they just copied his old account. But maybe not. I mean, I don't remember what exactly this was. Because I'm pretty sure I followed Aiden Ross, and
underground.
He only has 2.2 or 3K followers, so I don't know. His chat is active, yeah, but anybody can type in a chat, right? I mean, like I don't have mod or anything. I'm not a follower, and I can type, so like anybody could type in here. It doesn't mean anything. And so, yeah.
Is it coming from that?
He posted on his Discord. Yeah, I mean, good for him. I mean, if Aiden, like the thing is with Aiden Ross is that, I mean, he got banned a really long time ago, and he was a lot younger, doing different dumb stuff, and, you know, again, he was an adult, he shouldn't have been doing it, it's bad, but at the end of the day, is it really, like, for how long is Twitch going to hold something against a person that they did multiple years ago, right? Like, is it like for a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, right? Like, where's the, like, unban ICE? Well, I don't know, ask Doc. Well, I mean, Doc's a different thing because of liability, right? I mean, Twitch probably is going to unban him because of liability. But that's a different reason. There's no line in the sand? Yeah, exactly. And I feel like giving him another chance, because I feel like Aiden Ross, like, am I the only person that believed, like, he got banned and kicked off at Twitch pretty much out of fucking nowhere. Right? I mean, it's not like he had been suspended a bunch of times before then. They just eventually one day decided, like, yeah, we're done with this guy. He's banned. Like, fuck him. And I thought that was a little bit unfair.
I'm Farron, lamplighter of Hallowfall.
Anybody advocating for Destiny to get unbanned is no. Destiny should get unbanned. Like he should be, because he didn't. Like, Destiny wasn't banned for a legitimate reason. Like, unless it will actually, okay, there's a chance that he got banned for something that's really bad, that's not public. But for every public reason that's been, like, explored, there is nothing that Destiny did that warranted him getting permanently banned off of the platform with no real sense of recourse.
A vision of light.
That was it. Why do they need a reason to ban? They don't need anything. They can do it for whatever reason they want. But I'm just saying, like, if you want people to respect the website, and you want people to think that the website has a degree of integrity, then you have to have consistency in your rule set. And do they have consistency in their rule set? I think the answer is absolutely fucking not. They do not. And so what the fuck is Twitch thinking? Fuck that. Fuck it then. Unban everyone. Just create more work for yourself. They'll get themselves rebanned soon after. I wonder if I don't think Aiden is going to be... I don't think he's gonna get himself rebanned. I think that he went on like this like crazy edgy boy, like kind of just like nutso trip for a while, and I don't think he's gonna go back there. Maybe I'm wrong about this. I don't really know. But that's kind of what I'm expecting. I don't think he's really going to go that far again. And he calmed the bunch down. Yeah, I think he has, because like it's just not in his best interest to do that. So Aiden Ross getting unbanned, that's actually a pretty big deal. I'm kind of surprised by that, especially after some of the things that he did. But it seems like Twitch might actually be changing things. So he couldn't make it on Kick. I don't think it's really not being able to make it on Kick. I think it's a matter of like him wanting to be unbanned on Twitch so he can stream on Twitch too, right? I mean, that's the main thing. I mean, that's what I would assume. Will you directly advocate for Aiden's unban? No, I wouldn't directly advocate for Aiden being unbanned. I think that he's a really gray area case, which is why I'm surprised that he got unbanned. I think that I could make definitely a stronger argument that somebody like Ice Poseidon or Destiny could get unbanned. But Aiden is like kind of harder to say because like of how many like, especially like, I mean, putting out a bounty on like Hassan, like finding like stuff about Hassan that's bad. Like, that's kind of bad to do, like, for sure. But, like, and also, like, that was something, well, I don't know, because he got banned after that. And then saying about, like, killing all trans people or something like that, Aiden said, some variation of that. Like, I don't know if I'd really go out and say, like, 100% Aiden should be unbanned, which is why I'm surprised they unbanned him. Like, I think that, again, he's been banned for, like, 2 or 3 years, right? I feel like you can give him another chance. You can. You give him another chance. I think Speed's a great example of this, right? Speed got banned on Twitch for saying some dumb shit that he shouldn't have said, and he reformed, and now he's on YouTube, and YouTube is getting to enjoy one of the largest streamers. That's not even true. The largest streamer in the world right now being on their platform. So was it really in Twitch's best interest to ban Speed and keep him banned? No, it really wasn't. It didn't help Twitch as a company. It didn't help Twitch as a website, right? And so that's really it. And who cares about the? Oh, I don't know about that guy. I mean, he's like a terrorist, right? I mean, so it's different. Hassan would post of Aiden, Destiny, and I was going to ban because of his viewership. That's why he has to react to your videos. Oh, look, I don't think this is really about Hassan, right? It does nothing to do with Hassan. Well, I mean, I guess with Aiden and Destiny it kind of does, but in general, I think that if you've been banned for like 2 or 3 years, you should probably get unbanned and at least be given another chance to fuck up again, right? And I feel that way about, like, there's only a few people that I feel like they can't do that with. Like, basically, people that use the website to break the law are the only ones that I'm like, okay, they probably can't unban this person, but the reason for that is, like, legal. Like, okay, well, if I do this, then, like, you know, it's showing that the company doesn't care about this issue. So, like, yeah, if Aiden gets unbanned, no one should be unbanned? Yeah, exactly, right? And, so all cam horns? Well, I don't know about, like, I don't have a problem with any girls that are, like, any of the, like you call it cam whoring or whatever. I'm fine with that. I think it's okay. I don't see a problem with girls, but I do think this is an issue. If you are linking if you're using Twitch to sell porn, which is that's what they're doing, right? Is that they're doing things that are sexually suggestive, and then they're promoting OnlyFans. And their OnlyFans is used for sexual gratification. They're making porn, right? That's what they're doing. I don't think this is a big deal. Maybe this is, like, bad for me to say, but, like, every porn website, all you have to do is click a button and say you're 18. Am I going to act like Twitch is some kind of unique evil because Twitch has the same thing? But the kids? If your kid is going on the internet with unrestricted access, Twitch is probably the last place they're going to go to look for porn. That's the reality. And I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest here. And also, like, I don't want to see, like, I have two mindsets of this. I don't think kids should be on the internet at all, but I also don't think that the internet should conform to censor itself because of kids. Like, I don't think, for example, like, everything on social media has to be kid-friendly. I just don't think kids should be involved at all. But if you're a parent and you're letting your kid wild out and do do this kind of stuff, then that's your problem, right? And you're being a bad parent. And so kids would also want explicit content of female streamers that they watch. Yeah, they do. Weren't you on the internet early on? I was, and we were looking at porn immediately. Like instant. That was like the first thing we did. Like the first time that all of us, we got the internet, my mom was asleep in the morning, that's the first thing we did. Of course, duh. Like, we were like 11 and 12, like absolutely. And so like, I view it, that's how I see it, right? That's how I see it. I know that I have like kind of a weird opinion on it. But anyway, who do I think should be unbanned on Twitch? I think that they should unban Ice if they're going to unban Aiden. I think they should unban Destiny. I think they should unban Sneeko. They should unban Myrim from Fresh and Fit. They should unban, let me think, who else? I don't think that they can unban Doc and Slicker. And the reason why is because Doc and Slicker use the website to facilitate something that they could be held. So like, let's say somebody gets groomed on Twitch and they unban Doc. They're going to use the unbanning of Doc to show that Twitch doesn't care about grooming because they're not applying best practices. So they literally can't unban them for legal liability reasons. Like, do you see kind of what my point is here on this? So, like, whether I think they should or they shouldn't, it doesn't matter. It will literally never happen. So, yeah, they did crime. Yeah, exactly. I think they should unban Speed. Speed should, like, 100% be unbanned. It's not even a question if Speed should be unbanned. There's new Slicker drama? No, there's not. Please let there be new Slicker drama. What is it? What is it? Please tell me that there's new Slicker drama. Please, what is it? Can you, like, tag me on this shit on Twitter or something? I need to see it. Check LSF. What a surprise. Okay, yeah, I'll do that, actually. Give me 1 second. Okay. Slicker exposed a third time for scamming people by making them donate to a known Somali pirate charity donation link, which is actually going to his PayPal.
Crazy conversation that I just had in my community.
No, it goes to your PayPal? Yeah, GG! Yes. Corrupted Somali scam! Somali scam! No way!
No, hold on, let me explain myself.
Bro, I gotta... You know what? I don't even need to question. I would...
He just immediately is like, yeah, I'm doing it.
You know what? Billion% this guy's not scamming. I bet billion% he's not scamming.
Oh,
billion% he's not scamming. Wallah, bet.
Wallah, I'm not scamming, but optics-wise, it looks crazy, right? Like, just looking at it, it looks crazy.
It's fine. I would not even question it. I would not question it.
I get it. I know you won't. You was just joking. But let me just explain, because I know some people in your community, wallah, they want to donate. But they just want to know, yo, Q, where's this money going?